Holy moly. Lohit, we're back. Can you believe it?
I can. Can you?
Oh, man. I don't know when's the last time we were here. But it felt like a year. Probably a bit less than a year, but it's been a long, long time. And
Absolutely.
I hope everybody's doing good. Everybody's having a good summer. Lohit, how are you enjoying the summer in Canada?
Absolutely, man. I'm having a blast. The summer in Canada is pretty good, actually. Before
Yeah.
the winter, at least it's some respite for us. So, it was always nice.
And special shout out from our friend Carson for letting Lohit take a dip in his pool during the heat wave.
Absolutely. Enjoyed it.
All
The
right. So
cupcakes
what?
are actually meeting now, which is obviously a good thing because,
Right.
we're always like throughout last 2 years, we've only seen people on screens.
Sure,
So it's
sure.
good that, you meet up people and you can
Right.
actually go to their houses, exchange some comic books and stuff. That's always nice.
Sure. Yeah, Carson looks like seems like a really cool dude. I would like to meet him.
Absolutely.
Someday.
You have to come over someday.
Yeah, eventually. We'll see. I mean, you're gonna be in Canada for many years, right? Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah. So plenty of opportunity. I'm only like an hour flight away, but I need to get
Absolutely, man. So you're not too far away now. So either we come to you or you come to us, one of the two.
Sure. All right, everybody. Again, I wish everybody had a great summer. I hope the heat wave hasn't killing you. It killed me because I sweat buckets last week. It was disgusting. All right, so let's talk about some comics from this week.
Yeah.
Lohit, my friend. I don't. The only DC book I bought, I didn't buy actually, is the free Sandman book they give us.
Yeah.
I mean, have you flipped through this yet?
I of course read it. So it's pretty decent.
It's just a promotion for the Netflix show.
Oh, and the Netflix show is great, by the way. So DC Sandman Netflix show, I finished it. I binged it all. Sandman is one of those original earlier books which got me into Vertigo. And my feelings on Vertigo, like the DC imprint Vertigo. I think it's the best comics of all time. Like DC, Marvel, nothing compares to it, according to me. Again, this is my personal opinion. I mean, others might vary, but according to me, they made the best comics even till date. I know Image has taken over that kind of throne now, where they're doing these singles and independent comics.
And I agree with you. And I wish Vertigo did not go away because they had some of the greatest all-time titles from that imprint. And it's a shame that DC decided to get rid of it. And
Absolutely.
Maybe one day, once maybe the new owners, the new management will bring it back.
I hope so. So. They're doing this thing called Black Label now, which is
not
exactly the same. It's not
the same. It's not the same at all because Vertigo had a lot of the creator-owned stuff. A Black Label is just more mature stories of their existing DC characters. It's not the same at all.
It's not the same.
So this is just like I think reprints the first half issue of #1, if I'm correct. Anyways, I'll promote the book. Lohit likes it. I like Netflix series. I'm gonna watch it soon. You should watch it because Lohit says so.
Yeah, and also read the comic. Also read the Sandman, the 75.
I read them all years ago, my friend. I read them all years ago.
Absolutely. So that's basically it. Okay. So for the first DC book, I think we have Deceased, War of Gods. I think I have only one DC book this week, which kind of interested me, and that is Deceased because it's Tom Taylor, and Tom Taylor does what he does best, and that is again during this Elseworld universe. And this is a pretty good book again, but again, if you haven't, you need to read Deceased, the previous two iterations. So that's Deceased and Deceased Unkillables. So so you need to read those before you jump into this. And Dead Planet,
another one. I think there's another series.
So there's Deceased Hope at World's End. There's Deceased Unkillable and Deceased Dead Planet. So they're like four. So and they're all collected in hardcovers and stuff. So you can, if you've never read a DC's book, maybe this is the time. But again, this is it happens after the events of all of those books. Right. So you can skip.
This is the final storyline for the Deceased universe. And if someone who works for DC that's watching this video, I want an omnibus edition of the collected Deceased. All right, I want that big book. It'll make me happy. Anyways, if you hear me, thank you. Please make it happen.
They're going to do that because Tom Taylor is a big name in comics, and his omnibuses do sell. So I think at some point of time, this definitely after 8 issues of this. So this is the final, like the ultimate deceased ending of deceased, right? The storyline that he created. So this is the end of the world. So just like Injustice Omnibus, which sold like crazy, to be honest, this is something, is something again to be thrown out there. Because again, Injustice, a lot of people who never read a DC book, they read Injustice for the first time and figured out all these characters and stuff. So it's kind of an introduction for people to come to read DC books and DC Universe and participate in all of that. So so for me, DC again. So where does this book start off? So this would be a little bit spoilery and stuff, but then this starts off where the previous book ends. So now you have Superman and Wonder Woman and of course Batman, but they're not the same. So Superman is John Kent, the son of Superman. Batman is Damian Wayne, who's the son of Bruce Wayne. And Cassandra Sanford Cassie, she's basically the Wonder Girl. Now, who used to be the Wonder Girl is now the current Wonder Woman. And they have this post-zombie apocalyptic world. So everybody turned to zombies in the in the old world. And now they have a cure. And basically what they're trying to do with this cure is they're trying to cure the heroes who have been turned into zombies.
Right, the infected hero.
Starting with the biggest hero, that is Superman.
Right.
So there's so that's how it starts. So they're trying to cure. But at the same time, why is it called War of the Undead Gods? Because it deals with the New Genesis and the gods of New Genesis.
And the apocalypse
have also been zombified. And and there's a new origin of Supergirl. I don't want to spoil that. But the idea is that, there are these undead gods who still pose a threat, and you need your best of the best. And you do have a cure now, which is probably works in the favor of the heroes. But at the same time, they want to they're trying to get Superman back. So so it's an exciting bonkers Elseworld tale. People can die, anybody can turn into a zombie. People get killed and all. People can be brought back at any time. So with creative range like that, you get a pretty decent comic book. So that's what I read from DC.
And pretty decent in the hands of Tom Taylor. It's a damn good series from beginning to end. And this, my friend, is the end. So enjoy it. Enjoy the ride. I know Lohit will.
Absolutely. 8 issues of Tom Taylor's Elseworldishness is always something I like.
Me too.
Okay. Do you want to jump onto Marvel now?
Yeah, sure. The first book I'm doing is Ghost Rider Vengeance Forever. This is written by Benjamin Percy, the regular current Ghost Rider writer.
Ghost Rider.
Okay. This is a fun read. Okay, this is basically him. It's the story where Danny Ketch gets a tattoo from this character called Necro. He's a tattoo artist that tattoos people's soul.
Okay? Is it Danny Ketch or is it Johnny Blaze?
It's Danny Ketch. Oh. But here's the thing though. This is you don't really need to read if you're reading the current Ghost Rider series. You don't really need this book, okay? You only get this if you're a really big Ghost Rider fan, because what they just do is this is actually tell stories of every Ghost Rider, and every big one, from Johnny Blaze all the way to Frank Castle, Cosmic Ghost Rider. They're little stories about them throughout the time, rather. Okay. I mean it's pretty good, but again, if you're if you're not a diehard Ghost Rider fan, I don't think you really need to buy this. But it's pretty well written, story's good, and art's good. And if you are a Ghost Rider fan, definitely pick this up.
Okay, I'm reading the regular series of Ghost Rider by Benjamin Percy.
Absolutely, love it. It's one of the better Marvel books out there.
That is the better Marvel. It's a horror Marvel book, which is always nice.
Those aren't really come often enough.
And they're pretty rare, to be honest. So it's always a fresh breath of fresh air. I'll pick this up at some point. I didn't buy it because I thought that, hey, you're doing this current series. Why do you want to do something one-off? I get that. I mean, maybe to sell more books and to keep Ghost Rider consistency going on. But then I was not too interested in buying it. So at some point of time, I think I'll definitely read it.
Yeah, if your LCS have it on sale, maybe pick it up then. You need something fun to read real quick. But other than that, you don't really need to spend your money on it.
Absolutely.
All right. So what more books did you get?
From Marvel, I think I got X, the big event, Avengers, XMen, Eternals,
X, Judgment Day,
Part 2.
I haven't read part 2 yet. I read part 1. I thought it was good to okay. There's definitely a lot of flaws, but I don't know. Maybe I'll buy when the trade paperback comes. I will not be. It will be not be a book I buy on a weekly basis, and also too many crossovers.
Absolutely, 100%. So I also read Kieran Gillen's Eternals. So
Yeah.
I was okay. I mean, I wanted to read everything Eternal, so I have read everything Eternals. So
Okay.
Jack Kirby, Neil Gaiman, whoever you name it. So I read Kieran Gillen's Eternals. So I was kind of like hyped up, okay, they're going to do an Eternals-based event and stuff. Oh, XMen and Avengers are involved and all. So the basic concept of this book is like, that the Eternals for some reason determine that the mutants, because they can like regenerate themselves, so are deviants. They're kind of like deviants and they need to be like killed off. So, and that's how it starts. Not all the Eternals, but some of the Eternals in the ruling power, like Druid, for example. And what he does is basically he sends out these giant death machines onto Krakoa, where all the X-Men are based. And then and it's just an all-out war. Right. So there's a lot of exposition in this book, which is again Kieran Gillen's like standard, trademark. But at the same, so the action, there's a lot of action. These X-Men is trying to deal with all these monsters, and in the end, I think what happens is basically that Tony Stark has to do something and to cool it all down. So the last page or the second last page, how everything like settles down was nice, was pretty decent. But the rest of it, like so much exposition, so much talk, it's just basically, Jean Grey and a bunch of other X-Men trying to fight that giant machine. And, and trying different tactics. So it didn't do too much to progress the story as such, because we still know the same thing what we knew before. And, and in the end, the last page, there was a reveal, which was kind of decent. But then it's been done before in the Marvel Universe. So I'm not going to spoil what it was. But again, this is not one of the strongest event books again out there, so, but I'm still following it. I'll see because of Eternals. I'll see if the next 2 issues, something bombastic happens, then I'll stick to it. Otherwise, it's okay. It's good. But that's it. So it's not fantastic. So you don't have to like buy it and, that this is the best thing ever. If you like Celestials, if you like Eternals, that kind of stuff, there is a little bit of action of that. So, so definitely do it. But if you're not a big fan, then I would say just skip it. It's just another event book. And in the end, nothing will matter. Like, everything will reset.
You're right. Event books from the big 2, most recent years are not that great. So, I'll wait for the trade paperback. Maybe we'll see. Well, depends on if I can hear if the storyline picks up. And whatever. So my next book is Venom, Lethal Protector #5. This is the final issue of the miniseries, and it's a fun book, action-packed. Reads like a 90s Venom comic, big teeth, threatening to eat people, everything you love about Venom. Okay, this is if you want to read a good, fun Venom book, this is the book you read, not the current ongoing series, which is not so good. I think
we dropped it. I dropped it long ago.
No. Actually, I read last issue, the one that came out.
Oh, you did? Oh,
I did. I was trying to. That would be like that was my deciding factor if I want to keep going or drop it. And it's kabosh, it's gone. But if you're a big fan of Venom, especially classic Venom, this is the book for you. It's fun. Only 5 issues. It's written by David
Michelinie.
The one of the co-creators of Venom. So he knows what the characters are about, right? Eating brains, eating morals, eating people. Hey, you love it? I love it. Lohit, do you love that classic Venom?
Of course, who doesn't? 90s Venom was like the jam. everybody's jam, I guess. So yeah.
I mean, look at the tongue. Look at that tongue. That's classic Venom.
Absolutely, man. That is classic Venom.
This book I do recommend. It's fun. And also, this is the final issue. So,
I think it will be collected in a trade. So I'll definitely pick up the trade. I can always do more Venom in my life. So.
About 2-3 months before Marvel collects it. So probably, what's August around? Probably November?
Probably the trade comes out then. So that would be nice.
All right.
The next one I read was Mr. Frank Castle. And what was he up to? I read the Punisher book. Are you reading Punisher by any chance?
I dropped it. 2 issues ago.
You didn't like the storyline where it was going?
Nah, it's kind of like I got bored of it.
Okay. So I got the Punisher, and this is the book. So I mean, yeah. So the cover basically is self-explanatory. What's going on here? So the idea is that Castle has been captured by the Hand, and he's now the agent of the Hand. Why
Right.
is he doing it? Because they resurrected his wife Maria, and whom he lost like years ago. So they bring her back, but she's not completely there yet, but she's alive and she's functioning as a lady. She sees that something is wrong here. She wants to get out, and Frank Castle tries to get out, but he realizes that if he gets out of the stronghold of the Hand, then she doesn't function properly, because there's like a magical barrier out of which if she goes, then then she doesn't function. So unfortunately, his attempt on escape is futile. So he has to come back again, and the boss lady of the Hand tells him that do what you do, and we'll try to fix her. So
And
so
also
he's
bring.
in.
I remember last issue, the one before I dropped. She promised to, continue. If he continue his serving the Hand, they'll bring his children back to life too. Have they done it yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. And at the same time, they have this Ares, the god of war threat, going on, where Ares of the Marvel Universe, not Kratos or any other, but the Marvel Universe Ares, who thinks that, oh, Frank Castle is this disciple of war. So what is he doing with the Hand? This is wrong. He should create chaos in the world. So he's trying to free Frank Castle. So basically, and there's a clash between agents of Ares versus the Hand. And Punisher is the leader of the Hand, so he's caught in the middle of all of this. And it is an action-packed issue, so but the thing is that again, Frank Castle works best as like this vigilante character who's like taking out mobsters. So this is a little bit of a different story they've thrown him in, with mystical ninjas and stuff and all. It does work, and Jason Aaron has written like quality Punisher before. This is nowhere near that, but let's see where it goes. I'm still curious. How does he get out of this moral conundrum wherein he has his wife and then he wants her to be alive? So that aspect of it works. They've also done this backstory. So they're like flashbacks when Frank Castle was a kid. He was like a punk kid, and, always got like, detention and stuff. And, so there's a little bit of those backstories. Those are nice to see. But the main story, Ares versus Punisher doesn't seem like, too big a deal to me. So, and this lady of the Hand, yes, she's menacing, who leads the Hand, and also let's see where that goes. I am still sticking to it, but again, it's not the strongest actor for me.
I don't remember. Is it an ongoing series or is it a mini series?
It is an ongoing series. It's the new ongoing Punisher series. So this arc is going to end on the next book, and then I'll decide like after this, like wherever they leave him, like the first trade. So I'll decide whether I want to continue this or drop it.
Okay. Then for me, next book is Black Panther number 8, written by John Ridley, always featuring beautiful cover by Alex Ross. And again, I'm gonna say this again. While John Ridley completely fails at DC, this is actually very well written book, and it's actually again one of the better written Marvel books out there. This was the continuation, the final battle for the Wakandan Civil War and the fallout. And I think I like everything about this book. Is besides the way that Shuri is written. She's written like a complete arrogant bitch, and is one of the most annoying characters. And I wish she was doing better, because she's the good character, and unfortunately John Ridley is not writing her well. Other than that, everybody else is all the Dora Milaje, T'Challa, the new character, Tulsing. They're all very well written characters, but for some reason he cannot write Shuri well, and that's unfortunate. But overall, very good book.
So can I ask you one thing? So I have read like the Ta-Nehisi Coates part 1 and part 2.
I read part 1.
And I haven't read that intergalactic Wakanda stuff or the Wakanda Forever trade, which came in the middle. And then the John Ridley stuff starts, right? Can I just pick up John Ridley stuff like from issue 1 and then start like the first trade or something?
Oh yeah. I mean, only thing you really know is the whole relationship between Black Panther and Storm, right? How the relationship was on and off throughout the years. Other than that, you're fine. You don't really need anything else.
Okay, cool. Because I wanted to read that intergalactic Wakanda stuff, because that kind of excited me. After I saw the Black Panther trailer, I wanted to pick up something Black Panther just for the heck of it. I realized that I haven't read that intergalactic Wakanda Black Panther stuff. So probably that's like probably 12 issues, 2 trades maybe.
Right.
So yeah, that's there. So yeah, I picked it up. I'm kind of reading that now. After that, probably I'll try to pick up this John Ridley stuff. The only reason why I didn't want to pick this up is because I read his Batman work in Future State. I didn't like it.
Yes, and of course, because it was so bad, DC gave him another Batman title to write.
Absolutely.
So, that's DC for you. All right.
Never figure out these things, man.
Yes, he probably works cheap.
Yeah. Maybe.
They're cutting budgets, okay? So what are you gonna do?
Maybe not.
Okay. All right. What else you got? You got more Marvel books?
I think that was probably it for my Marvel books. Of course, I have the Talk of the Town Marvel book. So
let's talk about it. Did you read it?
And that's basically Predator.
All right, I bought Predator. This is the Raza cover.
I got the Inhyuk Lee cover, so that is my cover.
All right, that's the covers are all nice.
Yeah, all the covers are nice.
All right, I have some issue with this book. Ed Brisson, who is usually a good writer, I don't think he understands Predator.
Okay. So you didn't like it, basically.
Well, I don't hate it that much, but I think he doesn't understand the whole Predator culture all that much. Here's what I'm talking about. Okay, like the
Yautja culture. You mean the Yautja?
The protagonist, the Predator hunter, right? I understand where her motivations are, and I think her character.
I think you should give them a little context. So let me give a little context before you jump in. So basically, what this book does is it's a new Predator story. They started with issue 1. It features it's a revenge story about this girl whose mom and dad were killed by a predator during a hunt, and now they figured out all the predator technology and stuff, and then it's in the future. So she's basically a predator hunter. So she's going from planet to planet killing predators, and she dons their armor and stuff, And in all honesty, I'm a very big Predator fan. We've played Predator Hunting Grounds, you and me, Ben, before. I have a Predator action figure, so so there you go. So I've read the Mark Verheiden stuff, which was published in Dark Horse, the individual Predator books. So that's where I come from.
Right.
I was okay with it, but then the only thing I know Ed Brisson is a good writer. He's written Iron Fist and a couple of other stuff before. I've read from him. So I'll let you jump in, Ben, first, and then I'll kind of add my thoughts.
Right. I mean, the ultimate goal for the protagonist, the girl, she wants to find the predator that killed her family and get her. Right. That's her motive, which is fine. But what I don't get is that her family, right? Her mom and dad were scientists, right? They were surveying the planet. Now, a predator is the ultimate games hunter, right? They go around. We've been known what the predator does is go hunt the most dangerous animal on that planet.
Apex species or apex hunters of that planet.
Does these two scientists look like apex predators for them to hunt down? For that predator to hunt down? It makes no sense.
No, and nor did they confront him or attack him. Although the dad came out with a gun. But was that enough to threaten the predator that to kill him? Well, I don't know.
Right, especially like if you usually the predator watch what the creature you want to hunt does, right? Usually they hunt down like bigger animals, dangerous animals. Okay, that makes them apex predator. These are just scientists. They carry weapons to protect themselves. They're not attacking anybody.
The predator doesn't know that.
Huh?
The predator doesn't know that. The predator just sees somebody with a gun, and you don't know. So
that's not true though, because if you remember watching watching Predator 2, right? The little kid had a toy gun. And you notice that's a gun. He didn't kill the kid because that kid's no threat. But just like these two scientists, they had the gun for self-protection.
In this case, also he doesn't kill the kid, right? Even though the kid has a gun in the end of.
Also, the female cop in Predator 2, right? She was pregnant, but she had a pistol in her hand. Predator spared her. So I'm just saying, like, there's nothing in this book telling you that the people that the Predator killed are really dangerous games and dangerous creatures worth of being trophied, right?
Right.
That's my issue. It's like, why? So they kill these scientists pretty much for no reason at all.
you didn't agree with the plot point of why this predator killed this.
Right. I'm reading this. I was like, okay, cool. And then flashback. I was like, wait, what? Her mom and dad didn't kill any big animals to show that they're powerful. They just like guns because they're on an alien planet to protect themselves. That does not make them dangerous. Okay, and I think I have a major issue because
the predator took their colony as a threat and murdered basically everyone. So yeah, why did he do that? Like usually predators don't kill people innocently and all unless like they threaten the predator and all. Exactly. So, but it's also the thrill of the hunt, so you never know. So because of the gun.
But the hunt is hunting something for the predator is hunting something that's dangerous. These are scientists. They do not come up dangerous. They should have shown something that proved them they're worthy.
Again, that was not always the case. Like in the first Predator movie, these are army people just carrying guns and stuff.
Yes, but the predator saw them wiping out that gorilla base, so they showed them they're worthy being hunted.
Maybe that's true, but in this case, it's just the dad comes up with a gun.
I don't
so you never know. So the predator doesn't know he's a hunter or he's a scientist or something.
That means anybody with a weapon that's worth being hunted. I think that's bogus.
I don't know. Maybe the predator doesn't see it that way. So because you never understand the thought process of the predator.
Our audience. If anybody watches video, read this book, what do you think of it? All right, do you think I'm right? Do you think Loki's wrong?
But I'm focused. You're just focusing on one point of it, but there's the revenge aspect of it. So okay, given that let's go further. Are you okay with that part?
I'm fine with it, the way that the protagonist is written. She wants her revenge. I totally get it. And what she does is use predator technology, blah blah blah. What I really liked was when she got encountered the native aliens where they started attacking her because they thought she was a predator.
Right.
I thought that was cool because there's okay, they know that this creature is hunting members of their clan, right? And they see her dressing like they immediately since they can't communicate because different languages, they start attacking her. And of course, she knows that she can't fight back because they did no wrong. They just try to protect themselves and avenge the people they lost. Mm-hmm. See, that part is good. My only issue is the motivation of the predator in this book.
I have an issue with the second part. The part where why does she have to don a predator costume to fight a predator? Why can't she get human laser weapons or something?
Because weapons are more advanced. They've shown that in every movie.
But this is in the future, right?
Also, what do you call it? In Predators, right?
This is in the future, right? So
Also, in Predators, when Lawrence Fishburne, right, he put on the Predator costume to survive.
That's true, but but he didn't have any access to any other weapons. This chick is in the future and nothing was invented in the future. Still the predator weapons are superior and stuff. She can just laser them, drop a bomb on them to kill them because revenge is her only goal, right? She can go. Why does she have to confront the predator hand to hand?
Remember the scene where she had all the predator helmets, right, in her ship. She just became almost like them, like hunting them down. So for her, she needs that trophy too. If you drop a bomb on them, they blow up. Where's the trophy?
So you're trying to say that she also went for the thrill of the hunt.
Right. She wants a trophy too.
But then she doesn't want that. She only wants revenge. So maybe the revenge turned into a thrill of the hunt kind of a scenario. Then I can still buy that.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Yes, her motivation is to give avenge the death of her family, right, mom and dad.
Absolutely. It's just a little bit
on the way is that she had learned how to hunt down those predators, different predators in different planets. She learned to become a hunter herself. When you're a hunter, you want your trophy.
Yeah, but use better weapons. You don't need to disguise yourself and wear the predator armor and you can just use
if you feel that's a more advanced weaponry, why not?
Just use the laser. Why do you need to put on the helmet and the costume and everything?
You also forget, remember, because the way she stole that ship, whatever, the robot, she's wanted by the human federation. It's harder for her to gain access to those weapons.
Maybe that's the case, but at least if then they should show that there is this.
What she said it in the comic series. She's like, oh, remember the ship's like, oh, I need repair.
She's an outlaw. Okay, she doesn't have access to anything. She just has access
it's harder
to
for her to get more advanced weapons. So she gets where she can. So she scavenge off the predators that she killed. Makes perfect sense to me.
it didn't to me because I don't know. I mean, like if you can steal this, you can steal more stuff too, because she stole a whatever Star Destroyer or something. I don't know. It felt a little bit weak to me. I don't know. I mean, I was not the biggest fan of the book, to be honest. Neither were you, I see. So it's still 7.5 for me.
I don't think it's as good as the Alien books.
Yeah, it's not as good as the Alien books, for sure.
Yeah.
So Alien books rule. But yeah, I'm still a big Predator fan. I'll definitely follow the second one and see where it goes,
I think I will issue 2 and see where it goes.
Yeah. So I think it's too early to like,
I might even buy the first 6 issues to see how that story arc.
Me too. I'll do the same. But then again, this was not the most bombastic start we were expecting when a Predator book dropped. So
no, you're right.
That's the only thing.
All right. Lucky, my friend, do you have anything else? Where I will go to Image.
I have one independent book.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So it's by Aftershock.
Okay.
A publisher I usually don't buy that much, but I wanted to give it a shot, so because it's an Aftershock book, and sometimes these Aftershock indies, one shots, they turn out to be quite good. So, so I'm trying to find if I can get the book, or I can always, hey, let me show the book. So I think that's easier.
Yeah, let me show the cover, this one.
It's called Samurai Doggy. It's bonkers fun, man. It is so good. It was bonkers fun.
Aftershock has some quality stuff, and yeah, I'm sure it's a lot of fun to read.
Absolutely. So it's about this dog who's basically a puppy. When he's born, his mom gets murdered, and his fellow brothers get taken away. And now he's grown up, and he's picked up by this robotic bird. Kind of like Horizon Zero Dawn. They're like robot animalistic birds. And the robot birds apparently has raised him, given him all these like, samurai skills and stuff, and a sword and everything. And the goal of this guy, now he's all grown up, of Samurai Doggy, is to basically go and find his brothers on this alien planet. And it was bonkers, man. It's bonkers fun. It's just about that. And, sometimes a simple concept like this works so much better than a concept of the highly, thought of concept like a Predator, Sometimes simplicity is just fun. And it's just, Samurai Doggy slashing people, and it's so much fun. The art is pretty simplistic, and, and it's fun. I mean, if the colors pop, and for me, I enjoyed it quite a bit, and, and it was the same price as the Predator book. So, and it's more pages than the Predator book. So I liked it. I felt the plight of the protagonist that, he wants to track down his siblings. Totally understandable, and how he gets the powers and the samurai dogginess is not yet explained. But it's a world where anthropomorphic creatures exist. So we have to go with that.
It's issue 1. You can't tell the whole everything in the first issue.
So
you just need to give enough to hook you into buy issue 2 and on and on and on.
And give you a good story, right? So that's what they did. And that's what Predator should have done. But I mean, it did also in its own way. But then this was more fun. It was more bombastic. The action, the epicness, the adventure, it felt good. And I wanted to find out more in this world, what happens, So Samurai Doggy is probably, is my pick of the week too. So, because I liked it so much.
Well, he loves his Samurai Doggy. That's great.
Samurai Doggies, man. Give me more of that Samurai Doggies.
Well, for indie book, I have bought a book called Cover the Dead with Lime. You see this?
Cover the Dead with Lime. Okay.
Yeah, this takes place during the Black Plague, which explains why main character wears the Plague Doctor's outfit. It's a zombie book. Can you believe it? I love zombie books, but I didn't realize this was going to be a zombie book when I bought it. I just bought it because I like Plague Doctor, and I actually dressed as Plague Doctor for Halloween once. And it's during the days of Black Plague, but the result is that much like the history of Black Plague is started by rats, right? When rats infected people and stuff like that. But here's the thing: the infected rats bites other rats and bites other animals, infect them into zombie creatures, which eventually turn them to zombie humans, right? When human gets bitten, become zombies too. And so the Plague Doctor is recruited to kill zombies. And this is the first issue where he shows a little bit of backstory.
This is an Image book, right?
No, this is by this comic publisher called Blood Moon Comics.
Never heard of them.
Me either until I bought this book.
Okay.
It must be a very small press, but it does. This issue does have like 10 different covers.
Right.
But I thought it was pretty good. I'm gonna buy issue 2. And it's a solid zombie book. The storylines is pretty neat, especially when when you fight zombies with weapons that era. You do have pistols, but mostly you do with swords and such, right? Which is cool. Yeah.
Right.
If you get a chance to read this, I mean, it's a fun read. The first issue.
I'll have to find out even if this publisher is sold in my comic shop. Did they get it or not? I will find out. I'll try to figure it out.
Blood Moon Comics. And look at the title. Cover the Dead with Lime.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. So, did you enjoy it?
I did. I thought it was fun.
Okay. Cool.
All right. And finally, the books, it'd be my pick of the week. It would be from Image Comics, 8 Billion Genies number 4. You got to read that book. It's good.
Absolutely.
It actually really picks up at issue 2. So this is basic premise is a genie shows up. No, well, actually 8 billion genies shows up. So everybody on the planet gets one wish. Okay. So this follows the fallout of everybody, people on the planet get their wishes. And this storyline takes weeks. I think week 6 until the first 6 months of what happened in this world. And then it's basically flip between the bar, which is something introduced in the first issue, where majority of the main characters are congregating, and this kid whose wish for superpowers is going around playing Superman, fighting supervillains and such. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
And Lohit, my friend, you need to read this book. It's so good.
I want to. I mean, this has also been optioned for, I think, a Netflix show or something. So
Amazon optioned this about 2 weeks after first issue came out, and it was issues 1 through 3 sold out so fast. So after the news of the being auctioned, that Image broke their rule of doing no reprints and reprinted issues 1, 2, and 3. Issue 1 reprint came out last week. But this week, I picked up issue 2 and issue 3 of the second prints.
I obviously have the first printing, the Jenny Frison variant, but I paid a lot of good money for it.
You have the first printing. Why ain't that fancy schmancy? I got my second prints, all right?
The fancy schmancy, So yeah, when the time comes, then probably.
I'm serious. Like, when you go to your comic store, if you have time, going this weekend or something, try to pick up the issue 2 and 3.
I will definitely read that. So yeah, if you had one wish, what would your wish be?
Huh?
If you get a genie and you had one wish, what would your one wish be?
Oh God, I don't know. That's a bit hard. Especially I think one of the wishes you can have is wish for wishes, right?
Yeah.
That's
is that not allowed?
No. You gotta I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna wait it out until I'm the last person.
What is the craziest wish people wished for in the comics?
No, I don't think so.
What did people wish for in the book?
Well, some people wish for superpowers.
Yeah.
Some people became superheroes. Some became supervillains. Some people wish to their dead ones to come back. Someone wished famous people that their fans have to come back. Some people wish for for money, for power and stuff, for fame.
Okay.
That's basically it.
I don't know.
And the world, and the crazy thing is because everything's different people wish for different things. The world is completely screwed up.
What happens to the genies after the wish? Do they die or something, or
they just they disappear. The job's done.
Oh, okay, so they're gone after one wish.
But things as long you don't make a wish, that genie will just be next to you and just hanging out with you until you're ready.
Okay, it's not that kind of stuff. It's not Aladdin.
No. There's no lamp. There's no magic ring where the genies come out.
Okay, cool, man. I think I would wish for I don't know, make me Dr. Manhattan or something, so I can have everything, transmutation, transportation, everything, whatever, all of these crazy powers, and then Well,
what the cool thing is that when you make a wish, the genie will be you got to be very specific. You don't want anything to go wrong.
Yeah, of course. You're gonna have a lawyer present and draft a legal contract, and you got
to sign it with your blood.
Absolutely.
So this is my pick of the week. Okay, 8 Billion Genies number 4. I mean, when
mine is Samurai Doggy. Even when I say it, like I'm pumped up with energy, man. Samurai.
Dude, when the issue 1 came out, I was like, what the hell is this? I actually didn't realize this is the same creative team that did Curse Words, Charles Soule and Ryan Brown.
Right.
But, which is
have you read Curse Words?
No, I heard it's really good. I know that
heard like from people that it was pretty good.
I think our boy Sam really praises that series.
He praises that a lot, yes.
And I really, I think I agree with Sam on a majority of things. So if you guys are good, I think I'm down. I'm gonna get the trade paperback eventually.
There is a big collected edition. It's selling like hotcakes now. So because of Charles, so I was always like not the biggest Charles Soule fan, but I always appreciated what he did. In terms of his Inhuman stuff was pretty good. But my actual appreciation for him was Darth Vader, his Darth Vader stuff.
Oh yeah,
his Swamp Thing stuff. So after Scott Snyder left in New 52 for the Swamp Thing stuff, then Charles Soule came in and he introduces this concept of the Sureen and the Parliament of Trees. So, that's when I said like, okay, I like this guy and his writing. So, and then after I didn't read much of his indie stuff, to be honest, only one thing, that is Undiscovered Country, which he wrote with Scott Snyder again. So you didn't like it, I know, because you only read issue 1. I read the first trade of Undiscovered.
No, I read the first 4 issues.
Oh, you read like 4 issues. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't. I didn't care.
But I was always so I'm happy that Charles Soule is getting all this success. His Inhuman stuff is pretty decent. If people have not read that, that's probably good to check out. I think he also wrote The Death of Wolverine and all of that stuff. So probably, yeah, that's something good to check out.
I thought Death of Wolverine was really bad.
Yeah,
I didn't know he wrote it, but I thought it was pretty.
I think he wrote that, so I didn't say that's my favorite, but then his Inhuman.
Okay, look, we can't not look. No writer's perfect. Some writers would have great stuff, but also writes terrible stuff, right? I mean, you look at Alan Moore, right? He wrote, Watchmen, V for Vendetta, but he also wrote porn, which is not very, not that great.
That is true.
I mean, look at Frank Miller, right? Frank Miller wrote great runs on Batman, Daredevil, Sin City, right? Then he also did a really terrible run on Batman. You know what I mean? Like nobody's perfect, especially when you get older. You might not have it anymore.
So you're saying that you're forgiving now.
So like his thing, right? That Chris Claremont, right? For example, legendary X-Men writer. He wrote great X-Men stories for like 2 decades, right?
Yeah.
But the things like by the time in the late 90s when he was writing Extreme X-Men, that was putrid. Okay, when he's writing Sovereign 7 for DC, garbage. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe when he's younger, he had more energy.
He was in the news, for C2E2, his comments on. No, that got overshadowed because of the bigger C2E2 issue.
Well, that's just the thing. I don't care about that. One of the things like when people, talk about, he's writing Gambit, right? The Gambit miniseries that's just came out. Mm-hmm. Like people get excited. I was like, why are you excited? He hasn't proven to be a good writer in a long time. Same thing. They gave him Extreme X-Men again. I was like, why are you excited about that? The last try at Extreme X-Men wasn't good at all, right? So it's like you gotta put everything in perspective.
I mean, like it depends because all these writers, they don't want to do the same thing again and again. So they try to try to experiment. And sometimes the experiment will work, and sometimes it won't. So yeah. So then the thing is, because when you're a creative guy, you want to do something different. You don't want to do the same thing again and again.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Creative process. So sometimes
sometimes you have told so many great stories. By the time you get older, you might not. Those stories you've already used them up. You don't have it anymore.
Absolutely.
You still try something. You still try, but you just don't have it. Absolutely. And I think So, anyways, all right, friends, that's it. We also like to know what you guys bought this week. I hope you all enjoyed the books you bought. If you don't, hey, let us know. All right, the good stuff or the bad stuff. Give us your thoughts on the comment below. And what's the word? Oh yeah, like, share, and subscribe. And me and Lohit will return one day. Maybe. We'll see. You never know. That's why you should subscribe so you get notification when we drop a video.
Absolutely, guys. So like, share, and subscribe. Do all the YouTube things. It does help us. The Cupcakes group is always there. Join the Facebook group. Post all sorts of nasty questions you have about comics or manga or whatever you're into. And then somebody will definitely answer.
Right.
Thanks again.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Peace.
Peace.